Detachment is extremely important to your sustained happiness. And what specifically do I mean when I say detachment? I mean attachment to circumstances, attachment to giving meaning to particular circumstances in your life. Because when you are overly attached to the circumstances of your life, you're saying that your happiness, your fulfillment, your sense of okayness comes from those things. It doesn't come from you, it comes from those things. And therefore, those things are controlling you. You are not manifesting them. You are not controlling them. They are controlling you. And it therefore feels impossible to manifest those things, because if they still have all the power, all the meaning, all of the importance, and you have none, of course you're not going to have any effect on them if you're still carrying that kind of paradigm about those things. So today we're going to get deeper into this in terms of why is detachment so important when it comes to manifesting and just living a healthy, happy life, and how you can actually do it so that you do paradoxically get the circumstances that you do want, because you are detached from all circumstances. But before we get into all of that, I will introduce myself to those of you who might be new. My name is Genevieve. I am a manifestation coach, and here we talk all about how to get into the right mindset, the right state of being, whatever you want to call it, that's actually going to get you inner happiness, fulfillment, security, all of that you really want. And also get the sprinkles on the cake, the extra thing, which is that your external reality does do what you want. So here we talk all about that. I am mostly a law of assumption type of person, but I also give lots of different advice about other things that can complement your law of assumption practice. So if you're interested in working with me, there are all kinds of ways to work with me in the description below. I've got lots of courses. I highly recommend the courses. They're so in-depth, very structured, and that every day I give you a new email. I tell you what to do. I tell you what to focus on. And the people who really stick to those courses and do them, they have really good shifts. So courses are down there. You can also book a session with me if you want to talk to me one-on-one. And yeah, just check out all the links below for all that good stuff. So I was talking to a client today, and one of the things that I told her was one of the pivotal moments for me where I finally got it, that as a manifester, this is how you make it work. This is how you do it. This is how you change your reality. My breakthrough moment, or one of my breakthrough moments, I should say, was when I realized that, whoa, fulfillment really does only come through me, is only maintained by me, is completely based on my relationship with myself. It is completely not based on anything happening out here. It doesn't matter if good things are happening out here or bad things are happening out here. I will either notice those things or not notice those things, completely dependent on the inner relationship I'm having with myself. And this is really part of what it means to recognize very deeply that you are the operant power of your reality. You're the only one in charge of your experience, how you are experiencing life, how you are filtering through all of the stimuli of this life, your internal stimuli and the external stimuli. You are the only one making any meaning out of everything, and it's all maintained via the relationship you're genuinely having with yourself. Your fulfillment only comes from your relationship with yourself. It doesn't come from your SP in the 3D professing their love for you. It doesn't come from having $1 million in your bank account. Those things are obviously things that we fixate in the ego, but they do not provide long-term, lasting, sustained fulfillment that is the actual thing that you want. As manifestors, we are recognizing that the way we change reality is by acknowledging that we already have all of the gifts within us. There's nothing outside to strive for, to reach for, to obsess over. Everything is within us. All of our keys to our happiness, fulfillment, love, everything is within us. And we have the choice at every single moment to simply internally step into the experience that we want to have. And it's always a choice. So if you in this moment want to feel loved and appreciated and secure and respected and wealthy, you as this amazing creative human consciousness, you can step into that experience of what that feels like right now. You can just do it right now. Do it right now. Just step into it and you're like, oh, this is what it feels like. And I didn't even need any of this out here. Conversely, you can do the opposite, in which lots of good things could be happening on the outside of you. You could be having lots of friends texting and even people trying to hit you up for dates or whatever. And you could still be, because of your relationship with yourself, in that place of everything is wrong with me, my life sucks, nothing works out for me, I'm a victim to everything. You can choose to have that relationship with yourself, about yourself, because again, it's not really dependent on what's happening out here. And when you get really good at being the operant power of your reality, in which you are like, yep, I get to choose how I feel all the time about everything, no matter what, about everything, including all the specific people in my life, including all of the specific details of my life. I get to feel as specific as I want and as good as I want, no matter what is happening out here. So I'm saying that because this is what true detachment from circumstances looks like. And once again, we've got our handy dandy whiteboard. For those of you who have seen me before, you know what this is about. So I've got two pictures here to really to illustrate what I'm talking about. So up here, I've got this person who is self-contained in their fulfillment. See how they're happy? They're the big thing. They're the powerful thing. They are so just vibing in their own experience, and they're just almost like protected in their own self-sustained knowing that they have got themselves, that they are fulfilled. They're trusting their selves, their inner experience, their decisions they're making about themselves in terms of like what they know is true about them, their identity that they've chosen. It's self-sustained. They know it's true about them. It's not shaken by anything at all because they get to choose if they're shaken or not, and they choose not to be shaken. And then they simply extend that to these things. And you'll notice that these things are smaller. These things are just like the things that they know they can easily extend their love, their fulfillment, their knowing of happiness and security to, and therefore these things stay very stable in their life. Or if they do have kind of some hiccups now and then, they're not super permanent. They're not something that causes this person to completely like spiral out of control and go into deep insecurity and totally freak out, because they are self-sustained in their fulfillment and they're simply extending that fulfillment to these other things. I had a client today ask me also, what does it mean to extend your fulfillment to these specific things, specific people, objects, whatever? And it means whatever you want it to mean, in terms of like, you could see it visually as you are, extending, a cord of love, or you can simply see a bubble of love coming out to them, or it's simply just a knowing. It's simply just a knowing that, yeah, of course, if I feel really good, of course I know that this thing over here is also working out perfectly for me. So don't overthink the word extending too much, in case that's something that you've been doing. That it's you're fulfilled, and that's just simply being extended naturally to these specific things that are in your life. So the other thing that a lot of people who are manifesting end up doing this is they accidentally equate too much meaning to these circumstances. So up here I did the examples of health, there's SP, there's money, and these things I put these little, these are shiny symbols, little dots all around them. This person thinks that fulfillment lives within these circumstances, that they are empty and they will only be fulfilled if they get this experience of money, or this experience they think they need with their SP, or this experience of their health that they think they need to have in order to be happy. They don't recognize, they're not practicing, that they have to fully feel good about themselves first. That these things aren't going to make them feel good about themselves. They have to feel really good in that state of love and acceptance and just total like, yep, I'm secure within myself. And then they've got to extend that to them. But right now, these things are above them, as if these are the powerful things, and this person just feels empty and powerless. Maybe they're attempting manifestation in a way to try to reach for these things, because they kind of got these little lines like they're trying to reach for these things, but it's just not not happening. Because how could it when this person has given their power away? That's another thing you can do as a manifestor, which is so cool about us, that if we want to feel powerless, if we want to agree to have the experience of like, yep, I'm powerless, I'm going to give all my power away, we can even do that. That's actually how powerful we are, that we can choose to give our power to something else if we so choose to give us an experience of suffering. Like, it's so fascinating. So that's what this person is doing. And they're trying to manifest these things and wondering why it's not working. But it's because they think that manifesting is about getting the thing, that it's about the circumstance changing, and that they won't be fulfilled until the circumstance changes, as if the circumstance itself has all the meaning, all the power, all the fulfillment lives in the circumstance. But it does not. The circumstance is simply a shadow. It changes only when you genuinely shift within yourself. But here's the other thing about detachment. When I say to be detached about your circumstances, it needs to be unconditional. And this is the sort of paradox that I think can trip people up a lot, where you have to be so strong in your self-propelled identity, your self-concept, whatever you want to call it. You have to be so strong in that even if temporarily the circumstances continued to not work out, you would not be rattled by that. Even if your SP, for example, never got their shit together, they never, did the thing that you think you need them to do, you have to be so, again, detached from that. You have to not even be bothered. You have to be in the state that's like, I feel so good. Even if my SP never came back, I would honestly not care in some ways, because I finally found the power within myself. I finally know that it was never about them. It's always been a journey of me coming home to myself. It's never been about desperately trying to get them because they're my person and I need their love and I'm dying for their approval. The more you need outside love, approval, attention, validation, the more you are in that kind of state that really needs that from the 3D, the more you're not going to get it. And why? Because you're saying, I already don't have it. If I need something, that's me within myself saying, I don't have it, I don't have it, I need it, I'm looking for it, where is it? It's somewhere out here. And it's like, we finally have to stop doing that and say, no. The more I live is if I need the approval of people, places, and things, if I need the validation of people, places, and things, the more I live that way, the more I'm going to suffer, and the more I'm going to not be standing in myself as powerful. I am not going to be maintaining a relationship with myself that says, I take care of myself, I care about how I feel, about how I'm relating to myself all the time. That is what comes first. That is what's most important to me. And these things out here, they're just nice extras. My SP coming in and telling me, all the things I want to hear, that's just a bonus. That's not the goal. That's the bonus that I extended my fulfillment to him. And then it's like, they did that, or he, she, they, whatever, whoever it is, doesn't matter who it is. You extend your fulfillment and then they do it, but it's not, the goal isn't that. The goal, how you really know that manifesting is working for you and that you're really on track to building deeper security and sustainable happiness, fulfillment in your life, is you are caring more about how you genuinely feel in each moment and less about, well, how do I get them to do whatever? How do I change this? How do I make sure that nothing bad ever happens to me again? The more you're thinking in that way, the more you are suffering, because those kinds of thoughts only come from a state of suffering. Those kinds of thoughts only come from a state of, I don't have, how do I make sure the outside makes me feel good because I'm powerless? And that's not the kinds of thoughts you want to be entertaining, because they make you feel bad. You just know because they make you feel bad. If a thought comes up, if any thought comes up and it makes you feel unsure of yourself, insecure, then that thought is supporting a relationship with myself that I no longer want to have. That thought is a thought that I don't want to entertain. I'm not going to take seriously because it doesn't support the relationship I'm building with myself now. And the relationship I'm building with myself now is that I know me. I trust my inner experience of reality. My inner experience is one of self-security, of love, because I know that I'm loved. I can easily step into channeling love through myself. and I'm not dependent on an external stimuli to prop me up like I'm insecure and I need outside coddling all the time. I'm not that. So because you're so secure, you don't need circumstances to tell you if you're doing things right, or give you the validation that you feel you need, or make you feel less alone because you feel so alone. If you feel alone, that's something within your self-concept that you need to address. Detachment is really about the 3D and circumstances, detaching any old meanings you used to give to 3D circumstances where that outside thing, oh, it means something bad about me. You're detaching those things. Detachment is not about detaching from your desire. And I think that also confuses a lot of people, in that, like, what you're really doing is you're detaching from a life where you don't get what you want. And instead, you are going into saying, I already have this. If you watch my videos, you hear me say all the time, how we manifest is we step into the experience internally of securely already being what we want, already having what we want, in a way that we don't even need anything outside here in this world of shadows, this 3D world of shadows. We don't need anything out here to tell us that it's okay to have that, or that we're allowed to have it, or that it's reasonable that we have it, or that it's gonna happen soon. We don't need anything out here to tell us that. We are so like, yes, I know I have it because I can check in with my relationship with myself right now and feel, yes, I feel secure, I feel good, I can feel that love in my heart or whatever it is, and I know that I have it. If you are not feeling that within yourself, your only marker for if your manifestation's going well or not, it's not what's happening out here. Your only marker is how well do you feel about it inside of here. If you're not feeling good about it, then yeah, it's not going well. But if you can get yourself into that self-sustained, that is the word of the day, is self-sustained, totally independent, autonomous, operant powerness of knowing that you in your inner experience is all you need. When you're really focused on that and cultivating that in a way, day in and day out, where it's like, yep, fuck the 3D. I am not giving any fucks anymore about a single thing out here. I'm not giving any more negative meaning to a single thing out here. Of course, you can build positive momentum from if you see something positive happening in the 3D. Of course, use that to build momentum, because what you were doing before was you were using all the negative things to build negative momentum, and now we're gonna switch that, where we're gonna see these things to build positive momentum. But even when you're seeing something positive happening and you are like allowing it to be like, yep, see, it always works out for me. Things are great for me. Even when you're doing that, there's still a part of you that knows that even if you didn't get that positive reflection in that moment, you would still be good, because you're so independent from this 3D world. You are not of this 3D world. You are here temporarily as a creator. You are not of the world. You are simply in it right now. So you've got to stop identifying as if this world is controlling you and you are just a victim to it and you just got to muddle through and nothing ever works out for you. You've got to start seeing yourself as the power, as the only arbiter, the only person controlling your experience is you. You're the only one with consciousness in your reality. So you are the one deciding what everything means, deciding how everything is going for you. And again, it's totally regardless of whatever stimuli is happening or not happening out here in the 3D. It is so freeing when you just let yourself be fulfilled now. That fulfillment that you've been delaying, that you've been deferring because you think, oh, I'll be fulfilled like when better things happen or when my manifestation happens. When you stop doing it and you finally get it, that the way we manifest is we say, right now, I am perfect. Just as I am fulfilled. I have exactly these things that I want, and I have them right now because I am experiencing them right now internally. When you realize that's all you have to do, it's so freeing. And then your job is to simply maintain that in whatever way that you choose, in whatever practice you choose. But it is important to do something, as you've probably heard me say before, something that's maintaining your practice, especially if you're still kind of gaining your ground, kind of getting your feet grounded still. It is important to have some structure that you are deepening in. But if you find yourself starting to get a little too fixated on the 3D again, a little bit too like, oh, I wonder when this is going to work out for me, or leaving your experience and starting to wonder what their experience over there of you is, or like when this is going to work out, like when is so-and-so going to approve of me, when is this going to start working out for me, when is the attention that I've been affirming for, when is it going to come to me? Anytime you do that, you are leaving your wish fulfilled and you're going into attachment. You're going back into thinking that, yep, that's the thing that's powerful. That's the thing I really need. This in here, this isn't enough for me. This sucks. Everything happening within me is not enough. I need that thing. That's the important thing. That's the thing that has all the power. I need that. Anytime you're doing that, you are going back into attachment, back into suffering, and it sucks there. It's not going to get you any results in terms of the results you think you desperately need, and you're going to feel like shit. And remember, the goal is for you to feel good all the time. That is the primary thing I want you to walk away from this video with, is knowing that your true knowing of how well anything is going for you in your life is how well do you feel within you? How well are you treating you despite these old circumstances, or despite whatever might randomly be happening in the world? Are you still maintaining your own high self-concept, your own high knowing of yourself, no matter what is going on in it? And are you still being faithful to your specific wish fulfilled, or are you easily shaken by any little thing that you give power to out here? That's really the thing, is knowing I get to decide in every single moment how I feel, no matter what. I'm not dependent on defining my meaning about myself and my life on anything that happens out here. And the only way that you are deciding if something is successful or not is how you are currently in this moment feeling about it. And so in every moment, you get to decide, how do you feel about it? And that is all you need to do to manifest, is in each moment choose consciously, where are you placing your power? Are you placing it in a way that makes you feel good, that makes you feel like you already have it, that makes you feel like you are the person that you would like to be already, that it's already happening? It's not somewhere out there in the future, like when things start working out for you, it's already happening right now. Are you doing that consciously in the majority of your present moments, or are you not? And that's how you know if you are manifesting well. And detachment always has to be a big part of that, in terms of noticing, are you getting caught up on out here again? Are you starting to get fixated on out here again? Are you more interested in what your SP is thinking about, more interested in that than what you're thinking about? Because that's not the place to be. That is going back into attachment. As I said, we don't want to go there. We are in detachment, in which we don't really care that even if that person never got it together, never, for whatever reason, never got it together and came back around, we would still have an amazing life, because we are the arbiter of our own experience, and we are choosing in every moment to be in love and security for ourselves, because that's what feels most supportive to us. Anyway, that is my rant on detachment today. I hope that made sense to you. You do not need to pretend like you don't have desires anymore, because that's not going to work. It's that you are saying, every desire that I have, oh yeah, I get to decide right now I'm already fulfilled in that it's already working out for me. And it's like that relief of like, okay, yes, everything is working out for me. That is the only choice you have to make in every moment. And the detachment comes from detaching from this 3D world, proving it to you or giving it to you or confirming that, yes, it's true, you can have that. You are detached from that. And the irony of that, the paradox of all of this, is that when you are detached from the 3D, that is when it's able to very quickly match you. If it's not quickly matching you, it's probably because you're too fixated on it still. You're still giving way too much power to it. You've attached too much meaning, and it's time to take that away. So let me know in the comments what you think about all of this, any of your thoughts or questions. And also let me know any other requests for videos. I always like to see that, just in case there's someone that's got a suggestion that I think is good for everyone to hear about. And I will see you in my next video. All right, bye.